What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so it's time to get another tier 2, and we're going to be tier 2ing Falcon today. So, I did pick up, as you can see, his newest uniform, the Marvel Legacy uniform, and yeah, I quite like using Falcon with this uniform on, so I figure it's time to give him a little bit of love and tier 2 him. So, let's take a look at him first before we go ahead and tier 2 him. For his skills here, there's not really any skills that you need to level up. As you can see, he doesn't get any additional buffs from leveling up his skills, so there's nothing to really worry about there. You can just leave him at 1 and save yourself some gold. His passive just increases his speed by 1.5%, which is pretty bad, actually. It's only 1.5%. That's really low. And then let's see. Leadership is a dodge leadership, so nothing too special there. And then let's go ahead and look at his tier 2 passive here. Also, nothing too special. Activation rate 25% when hit. You get a 100% chance to be immune to all damage for 5 seconds. So it's kind of like a invincibility obelisk, except it's immune to all damage, so you can still get guard broken and those kind of things while this is up. But it is going to give you 5 seconds of damage immunity, which is nice. I just don't like that it's when hit, so that just kind of takes a little bit away from it. So you have to kind of rely on that 25% chance to get the survivability out of his tier 2 passive here, which I don't really like that too much. So the tier 2 is nothing special. And then his ISO set, I still have the very first ISO set I rolled for him, which is from a very long time ago, which is Smart Raccoon. Probably want to go with an attack-based set for Falcon here. I'm just keeping this on here for right now. I'll probably re-roll it a little bit later to see if I really need it. But the set's not too bad just because it is a lot of attack-based stats. You have all attack, all defense, then you have crit rate, crit damage, and then the skill cooldown, which I don't really need, so that's why it'd be a little bit better if I switched this to like Overdrive or Power the Anger Hulk or something like that, which would be a little bit better, but I didn't really feel like wasting the gold right now to try to re-roll that. For his obelisk, we have a crit rate and invincibility obelisk. I still like having invincibility on him, even if I do have that 25% chance from his tier 2 passive. Just help him with a little bit more survivability. So yeah. You can also go with a damage proc and something with like maybe immune to guard break on it for the obelisk for Falcon here. With this new uniform here, you can build him quite flexibly actually, because he has some pretty reliable iframes now. He's got a very long additional iframe now on the 4th skill, and then the iframe on the 5th skill has kind of been patched up so that it's a longer iframe, so you don't really have to worry about the wind up at the start of the skill, so that kind of helps him out quite a bit. But it still has intermittent iframes or openings when he's doing the 5th skill that he can get guard broken out of. It's not too common for him to get guard broken though while doing the 5th skill, so I don't think it's necessary to have immune to guard break on him, but it'd definitely be really nice, especially if you're going to use him for PvP. Then the immune to guard break is a little more justified, because if he happens to use one of his other skills that doesn't have an iframe on it, then of course he's going to get guard broken pretty easily. And let's see, the new uniform, yes. Alright, so now it looks like it is time to get around to actually tier 2ing him. So we have everything we need to naturally tier 2 him. He is another one of those half-off tier 2s, which is another reason why I decided to actually go ahead and tier 2 him, because I'm not really, like I said, too excited about his actual tier 2 itself. I'm just looking for the stat boost, and then of course I will use him in some of like my Shadowland gameplays and World Boss. Just have a little bit of fun with him, and of course I'll use him in Alliance Conquest as well, because he is quite annoying now with this new uniform and those iframes. So let's go ahead and advance him. Alright, there we go, tier 2 Falcon. So we have what? Defensive increase, yes. A mild defensive increase for Falcon. Alright, we'll go ahead and share that. Alright, so flying high, very nice. So now that we have Falcon freshly tier 2, let's just go ahead and try him out a little bit and see how he plays. Alright, so here we are at today's preferred world boss. We have Quicksilver. I haven't fought Quicksilver in a very long time, so let's see how Falcon can do here. This is the team I'm going to be using. We have Winter Soldier's a leadership here for the 30% physical. We could have used War Machine, of course, as well. And then for the team up bonuses, we have all attack, all defense, max HP, and then we got some attack speed and crit damage. And then since Quicksilver has some dodge, I just went with all dodge ignore strikers here. So let's go ahead and jump in and see how Falcon does. Alright, let's go ahead and switch to Falcon. Let's pop one of our iframes first off here to see if we can get Quicksilver to stop moving around so much. Alright, just cycle through some of our iframes, see if we can't prevent him from going into any of his iframes. So as you can see there with the 5th skill, he does still have, like I said, the intermittent iframes for when he's spinning around the opponent. So if we go right here, as you can see, the little X just disappears every once in a while. Hey, got another shield up, do you? Alright, so not too bad so far. But what I really like I said, about the uniform is that he gets the iframe at the beginning of the 5th skill now. So right there, when he just starts the 5th skill, he now has an iframe where he did not have that before. He did have a nice long wind up before that 5th skill started, so he could definitely get guard broken quite easily when using that. So that is a huge bonus to the uniform here. So let's go ahead and see if we can't break down that shield. Very good. As you can see, Falcon has a ton of... Well, there's his tier 2 passive going off, which is nice. As you can see, he is now immune to damage right now. It just wore off, so the tier 2 passive is going off quite nicely, actually. And what's good about that is, of course, it can activate at any health threshold. So it doesn't matter if you're below a certain amount or not. You can... you could get hit at like the start of the battle and you can all of a sudden have your damage immunity proc right away. So that is actually a pretty nice benefit to the damage immunity from his tier 2. And then of course, since I have that invincibility obelisk on him, I get another invincibility proc once he drops below the 40% threshold, because I think I have a 40% one on him. But either way, he's going to have pretty good survivability with the combination of his tier 2 passive and the obelisk. So that was going to be a look at Falcon here. He's quite fun to play as. I love all the flying around that he does with this new uniform. And then of course the nice AoE and dot damage that he has on the 4th skill are quite nice. So he's going to be a very nice addition to my tier 2 roster, and I'm going to enjoy trying him out on different Shadowland levels and see how he performs. But for this video, that is going to be it. I hope you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.